Dan Brown's Angels and Demons. This is the first of the Robert Langdon series. And 569 pages, 137 chapters. Really, it's a battle between good and evil, and it's difficult to tell which side each the characters is on. Now, Robert Langdon, right? He's a symbologist, known for the Da Vinci Code with the movie and all that. But it really follows the same framework throughout the whole series. We've got, a 24-hour event, strict timeline. Then we've got awakened, by a mysterious phone call and then whisked off on an airplane off to, a famous location to help solve a modern puzzle with ancient clues that only, of course, Robert Langdon can discover or knows about or has experience with. So this time it's the Illuminati. They hired an assassin to kill a CERN scientist, and CERN is the cyclotron European Research Network or something like that. I don't know. That was from memory, so who knows? But also at the same time, the Vatican is hosting a conclave to pick the next pope. So the previous pope died. They had the 15 days of mourning, and now they're selecting a new one. Oh yeah, one more thing that I liked really fast is in all the other Robert Langdon novels, it talks about him having an eidetic memory, right? He can look at something once and it's a photographic memory. He has it for the rest of his life. I didn't see that mentioned here, and I kind of like that, right? He's human. He is, somewhat normal, right? He's a college professor, but it's not like, oh, wow, I can remember everything that I just saw. Like, I don't know. It's almost like a superpower that just kind of, I don't know. Anyways, that's how I feel about that. But yeah, so we've got the CERN scientists, we've got the Vatican, and it's all coming together in Vatican City. And, Robert Langdon is called in to see the CERN scientist who was branded with an Illuminati symbol that I can't remember the name, but, if you look at it from either direction upside down, it says the same word. It says Illuminati back and forth. So, um, I don't know why. Parallelogram's the only thing that's coming to mind at the moment, but that's not it. So, anyways, the Illuminati also kidnapped the four favorites to be the next pope. So, chaos ensues. There's also the discovery that the CERN scientist and his daughter made was antimatter. So, there's a lot of philosophical implications that, there's matter and antimatter and, creation and the negative, all that stuff. But really, it also can be a weapon, a bomb. And so this technology could fall into the wrong hands, and of course it does. And there's the plot, right? You've got the four cardinals that could be the next pope. You've got the antimatter bomb that's going off at midnight. And all of this, being filmed live, because they're picking the next pope. And, it's just all this tension filled Vatican City with a big timetable going on. And so Robert Langdon sees the scientist, inspects the body, talks to the head of CERN, and then also meets up with the scientist's daughter. They team up and decide, hey, let's go solve the mystery, figure out what's going on, see if we can save Vatican City. So this is a thriller, an action thriller, mystery thriller, whatever you want to call it. Lots of twists, lots of turns. It's supposed to keep you guessing, and it did for me. So I enjoyed, for the most part, I enjoyed it. There were a few things I didn't like. I felt like there was a lot of injuries. They weren't like major, right? Like nobody's arm got lopped off, but enough that, it should have added up, right? By midnight, the main character should be like falling apart or not moving or both, but he acquired enough injuries that it just would have knocked a normal person down. But anyways, also Robert Langdon, right? He gets trapped in a number of situations. I feel like the only one where I didn't feel like I wasn't worried was the library. he runs out of air because it's an environmental controlled environment, and they're shutting off the power throughout Vatican City to try to find the antimatter bomb. And I just felt like he's the main character. There's no way that, he's got to get out of this. He is the main character. So I didn't really like that part. And, another thing that I didn't like was, the scientist's daughter. If I only had one living relative and I found out that they passed away, I would be a terrible mess. Like, I wouldn't even be functional probably for a few days. So to me, that was a big, like, whoa. She's just like, oh, hey, I'm good to go. Let's go run around. Maybe she's a lot tougher than I am, and that's okay. But I don't know. That hit me as kind of a little bit strange. So, also the bad guy, I feel like they could have done a better job or a different job of describing how evil he is. Like, I don't know. It just seemed a little odd and off to me. But either way, the assassin, bad guy, he's the only one you really know what side he's on. Everybody else, all the main characters, where are they at? Are they working for this side or that side? It was difficult to tell. So there was a lot to like about this book. The pages just flew by. I liked that it was easy to set down and pick up. Like, there were lots of action scenes. It could just grab you right away and you could just keep going. So I liked that. Lots of action. The politics weren't overwhelming, right? They're picking a new pope. That's a big deal. And, there's jockeying and favorites and all that stuff. But it really wasn't overwhelming. There were a lot of rules that everybody had to follow, but it was good. I liked that all the ancient monuments were still standing. That was a nice, interesting thing, right? Statues decay and, might not get replaced or replaced with something different, that kind of thing. So that was cool. And I did like that they started at the wrong one. Robert Langdon isn't perfect. He's human, right? He thought it was this place, and together he and his, the scientist's daughter, the two main characters figured out that they were in the wrong place. So that was cool. And of course, they're up against a timetable, so that adds to the drama. And I wasn't able to guess a single plot twist. I have been to Vatican City, but I didn't know like all the history behind the monuments and stuff. And we only saw the biggest ones. We didn't go to the little churches and stuff everywhere that are sprinkled everywhere. But this one was a lot of fun. You just kind of gotta enjoy it. Don't think too hard. I guess it's definitely like a popcorn read, right? You could definitely get into lost in the details, but really, it's like almost like a free trip around Rome or Vatican City. Like, right, you get to enjoy the monuments and hear about them and their histories. It's just really neat. Lots of fun. And if you like Robert Langdon novels, this is the first. So enjoy it and buy your books used.